Okay, so today I'm going to be making a very simple sweet and sour sauce that I learned back in the early to mid 80s from a guy named Stephen Yan. He was a great uh, Chinese chef, cook, whatever you want to call him. He used to do a show out of Ontario, Canada, and I used to catch it on a huge satellite dish that we used to have on the roof of the house. Steven is still alive. I don't know what he's doing these days, but anyway, he had some really great Chinese food recipes. Really easy to follow. Great teacher. Made it simple. Wasn't too full of himself. Just made it easy for everybody to follow along. So today, I'm just going to make a simple sweet and sour sauce. Ingredients, very simple. I use some cornstarch, whatever brand you want. Water, vinegar. This is just regular, everyday distilled vinegar. Sugar. You can use tomato sauce, which is what I'm going to use here. Hopefully it's enough. If it's not, I'm going to add ketchup to it. But you can also use ketchup. Okay? You can use ketchup, tomato paste, tomato sauce, whatever. So, okay. So, I'm going to get this together and we'll get started here. What we're going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and start with some water. And then, depending on how much you want to make, it's all relative. Okay, I'm gonna make enough to fill maybe like a jelly jar to store. The kids love this stuff. So, well, you know what? They make the whole thing. Okay, better too much than too little. So, you got the water. Next, we're going to mix in some cornstarch. So, let me see, I'm going to grab a spoon here. Okay. So, we put a couple of tablespoons. Cornstarch. Remember, this thing's going to thicken up, so you gotta kind of eyeball it. You don't want it much because this is going to end up on the stove, on the stovetop rather, and it'll eventually thicken up. So let's add a little bit more here. Okay, got that. Then about 1 part vinegar, about 2 parts sugar. This is how simple this is. And now we'll go ahead and add tomato paste. I don't like it real dark red, okay? I like my sweet and sour sauce kind of a light orangish. I'm colorblind, but I'm pretending like I know colors. Orangish red color, kind of like this right here. Okay. Now this is kind of thin right now. But again, as it starts cooking, it'll start to thicken up. But because it looks a little bit too thin, I'm going to add maybe a little bit more cornstarch. There. And make sure it's not lumpy or anything like that. Just break all the lumps. That's it. Simple. Okay. Now I'm gonna put it on the stove. We'll see how it tastes. Oh, hang on just a second. Okay, now just pour it in here. And now I'll go ahead and put it on the fire for a little thicken it up. So let's get started with that. This ain't gonna take too long, so let me take the pan. Gonna bring that to a boil. Bring it to a boil, and then a little simmer. Make sure it's nice and thick. Here's a kind of an empty jelly jar that I save for this. Where I normally keep it in, just pour it in here. Keep it in the fridge. This stuff, by the way, lasts for a long time. Of course, it's got vinegar in it, so that helps. So it'll last for quite some time. We had made some, it lasted forever, but like I said, the kids love it. They like using it for all kinds of stuff besides just Chinese food. My granddaughter uses it on all kinds, you name it. I mean, she'll throw it on there. She'll use it for all kinds of stuff. So we'll see. Let's see how it is. And again, if you didn't hear me, what I said is I'm going to bring this to a boil. Okay, let it boil, kind of let it thicken up a little bit. And once it does that, just kind of let it simmer, not for too long, because you don't want to get, once the cornstarch, if you let it leave it on the fire too long, whether it's flour, cornstarch, whatever, it'll start to burn, start sticking at the bottom. So you don't want it to get that thick. So you just want it to bring it to a quick boil, and as it brings to a boil, the cornstarch will start thickening up the sauce. It should be like about the same consistency as the ketchup, or tomato sauce or whatever. I mean, well, you know what sweet and sour sauce is. So so that's pretty much how I like it. But basically, this is just to show you the simplicity of how easy it is to make. That's basically what it is. So a guy like me can do it. Anybody can do it. So there it is. So let me see where this is at and be right back with you. Okay, see? You can already see how thick it's getting. See how thick it's getting? Okay. So now we're going to lower the heat. Okay. And I may add just a little bit more water to it to kind of thin it out just a little bit. Okay. Because in a minute this is going to go inside in the jar, but of course I'm going to have to let it cool down. Let me do that now. And there you have it. Sweet and sour sauce. And of course, I'm not going to bore you. You've heard of watching paint dry. Well, I'm not going to bore you with watching sweet and sour sauce cool. So I'm going to let this, take it off the fire now. Let it sit. And I'll pour it in the jar. And it'll be ready for the fridge. And there you have it. Everything's more or less to taste, and simple to make. You want to learn this from the expert himself, you can always Google Stephen Yan, or Walking with Yan, and he is like I said, he's the master, and he's who I learned from. Great guy, great teacher, easy to follow, funny guy. So, anyway, uh, hope I hope you can make this and hope you can enjoy it. Thanks for watching. I already tasted this thing, and it tastes pretty good. Yeah, here I have all my stuff here. I'm getting ready to make some kung pao beef. There's the bamboo shoots and water chestnuts. You got the peanuts here, the soy and sesame, the sesame seed oil, sesame oil, oyster sauce, sesame oil. There you go. That'll be for another day. Hapon peppers. Very good. So, but if as Stephen Yan used to say, you gotta learn to walk before you run. Walk. Yeah, you get it.